This video is going to overview how exactly to use the star in a box to complete your worksheet. Now the goal here is you're going to use a digital star modeling software and you're going to look at the life stages of 3 different size stars. So in each stage, you're going to figure out the size, temperature, brightness, time, and mass. Essentially what you're doing is for each star or size star, one solar mass. So like our sun, you want to tell me what's going on during main sequence, red giant, and white dwarf. You may have noticed that I filled in the main sequence already. So what you're essentially going to do is you're going to tell me during the red giant phase, did the size get bigger? Did it get smaller? Did the temperature go up? Did it go down? Did it get brighter? Did it get dimmer? How long did that stage take? And did the mass change? All right. When you do a 10 times solar mass, you're going to do the same thing, except the end is a little bit different. It doesn't turn into a white dwarf, it turns into a neutron star. And then, of course, for a 40 solar mass star, there's a blue giant stage, and then it ends in a black hole. So all you're essentially doing is you're going to use this software, which I'll show you in a second, to tell me what's going on in each one of these stages for each size star. So you definitely need your worksheet. Make sure you get one from the resource table. Put your name on it. This is what's going to be graded. And then you have to open up this website. It looks like this. Keep it on normal. Do not use advanced. Keep it on normal. Then open the lid. So when you're looking around, you might notice that this is like a big graph. And you can change the mass of the sun. We're going to do a 1, a 10, and a 40 because that's what your worksheet says. We're 1, a 10, and a 40 solar mass star. So let's just keep it on 1 for now. So what you might notice is there's some buttons over here on the right. This button shows you the size compared to our sun during that stage. This shows you the temperature during that stage. This will show you the brightness, the time, and of course the mass during the stage. Now it's kind of tricky. If I push play, let's watch right up here. So the sun, when it first starts, is in main sequence. If I push play, you'll notice that soon after, you see the time going up, the sun already went into red giant mode. So let's redo this. This is how long's gone by. So if we keep our eyes up here on main sequence and down here, we'll notice that main sequence changes about, boom, 9265 million years. So what happened during that time? Well, lucky for you, I already gave you some information here. So you're going to compare what's going on during red giant. So we just hit red giant. Let's push play on our simulator. Notice you can move it faster or slower. I think when it first starts, it's on fast, which is like way too fast, right? So we can turn on normal. So what you're going to do, I'll walk you through the first one, right? The star is in main sequence. I already told you this information here. But once it gets to red giant, let's see what happens. Let's first look at just the size. What's happening to the size of the star? It was this big. What's happening to the size in red giant? Clearly you can see it's getting much, much bigger. Woo! So what I would write in here for size is I would say growing bigger, much bigger, right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to reset it and you're going to change it. Let's go to temperature here. So here we're in main sequence. We can see the temperature kind of stays stable. Now check it out. During red giant, let's watch what's happening. We're in red giant now. What's going on with the temperature? Looks like it's going down a little bit. Maybe staying the same. Keep your eyeball here, red giant. Let's keep looking. Whoa! So during red giant, what I would put is that the temperature went down a little bit, but then went way high, much higher than the temperature during main sequence. Then you're going to do it for brightness, because that's the next part in our table here. Compared to main sequence. Here's main sequence, is how bright it is. Now keep your eyeballs up here. We're in red giant. What's going to happen with the brightness during red giant? Let's watch. Oh, look at this. The brightness is going up. Awesome. So I think you get the hang of this. What you're going to do is you're going to look at each stage, focus on different characteristics, size, temperature, brightness, mass, right? And you're going to tell me something about each stage that happens. I guess we're up in this one. Compared to main sequence. We already saw that red giant in a 1 solar mass star, it gets much bigger during the red giant phase. Also, the temperature like it went super high and the brightness looks like it's getting much brighter. All right. So repeat these steps, but then when you get to the next section, make sure you're focusing on the stage. There are some data tables here that can help you. Okay. And there's an about section. Whoops, we don't want that section. There's an information, this button here section. This will tell you about those stages. Because if you notice on the worksheet at the bottom, I want you to tell me some things about each of these stages. And that information can be found here, this information button. When you choose a different size star, obviously, you're going to have different information in there. All right. So get to work. You can work with partners. Ask me if you have any questions.